What's going on, guys? In the shop today, we're going to be discussing which one's better, Gator Glide or Super Slick. I see it talked about online a lot. Okay, so we're going to put the debate to an end. And we're also going to put in the mix base coat, clear coat. A lot of you guys know that's what your skis come in with from the factory. So let's see how well the base coat, clear coat compares to Gator Glide or Super Slick. So what we'll do is we'll just tape out a section of that. Tape out a section of that. This will be our control panel for base coat, clear coat. This side will do Gator Glide. This side will do Super Slick, okay? Or vice versa. What we're gonna do is we'll go ahead and get this prepped up with a little bit of 80 grit on a DA, just real quick. Get this butt down. Butt down. All right, so we want to put a nice key on it so that it's got something to stick to, okay? And we'll go ahead and get this whole fender prepped up and then we'll start getting it applied. All right, guys, as you can see, we went ahead and sanded it all down with 80 grit. Everything looks really good. It's ready to start applying the Super Slick and Gator Glide. Went ahead and left the center section untouched like we talked about. One thing we didn't talk about is that this is actually a fiberglass fender. So this should be a pretty good base compared to like a Yamaha jet ski hull. So we'll really be able to see how quickly we're scratching into that fiberglass after we're done applying all of this and letting it cure up. So let's go ahead and mix up some products now and we'll go ahead and get this thing degreased and it should be ready to go. All right, guys, so now we're gonna go over mixing of Gator Glide and mixing of Super Slick. So both of them are easy once you learn how to do it. Gator Glide gets mixed up at 7 weighted ounces to 1 ounce of hardener. So you would need a scale if you want to do it precisely. They say on their website that you can just kind of eyeball it. One of these is one of these, so however much you pour out of this, you should match by pouring out of this. I like to just weigh it. It makes it so that now the hardener is going to last the whole amount of the product, and you're not going to be running short on hardener or putting not enough hardener and it doesn't cure properly. So I definitely recommend getting a little kitchen scale and weighing it. It's 7 liquid or weighted ounces to 1 weighted ounce of hardener, and that's going to be your best way of measuring this up and mixing it. For the Super Slick, they say it is 1 to 1, so it would be like 1 ounce in a mixing cup and 1 ounce of the hardener in a mixing cup, and you just mix them together, and that's how they say that this should be mixed. As far as the coloring goes though, you do have to add a pigment to it. So this 1 ounce will get mixed into this pint of hardener here, and then this pint of resin together will make 1 quart. So this 1 ounce equals 1 quart of product. So you can do the measuring. If you do a gallon, you would need 4 of these. All right. So we'll go ahead and we'll mix it up now. Regardless, whatever route you want to go, more than likely you will need some rollers, some cups, some paint sticks, and probably some trays. So regardless, you're gonna need some stuff like that. So let's go ahead and just mix it up and we'll start applying it. That was 1 coat of Super Slick on this side of the fender. Now, per Super Slick's instructions, that should be good to go. One thin coat. As you can see though, we do have some little bit of this color coming through. This would be the white fiberglass underneath. Same thing with here, we have some white fiberglass underneath, and I put it on pretty thick. The rest of it looks uniform black because it has a black base underneath of it. So it's able to hide a lot of it. But if you really look deep, you'll see a lot of the white fiberglass bleeding through up underneath here. It might be hard to see on the camera, but I'll try and get some better pictures of that. So that was one coat of that, and it's currently curing up. We'll let this sit. I am gonna do one more coat just so that it has enough coverage. You know, say you were to take it to a shop. Most shops are doing 2 coats of Super Slick, just to be straight up with you. So we'll go ahead and do 2 coats of Super Slick and we'll see how it performs. This side's gonna have 10 coats of Gator Glide and we'll see how it performs. This side will just be base coat, clear coat, and we'll see how it performs. Let's mix up the Gator Glide now and we'll go ahead and apply this side. This side's gonna get 10 coats, so it's gonna be a timely process. One coat of the Gator base. We picked slate because on the Gator Glide website they say you got to pick a lighter color for your base and then a darker color for your top. This way you can see as it's wearing through. So we have a slate base on this. We're going to need to do 4 more coats to be able to get full coverage of the base, and then 5 more coats of the G2 Gator Glide. So I'm going to let this sit for about 10-15 minutes. I'll put a fan on it. It helps it cure out faster, and I'll be able to do the next coat. All right, guys, it's been about 10 minutes maybe. It's already pretty cured up and ready for another coat. As you can see, I can go ahead and rub this and nothing happens. It's a little tacky to the touch, but not enough to pull off with your finger. Like, it's not going to transfer to your finger. The Super Slick is still very, very, very wet. And it's gonna take probably about 3 hours before we can apply the next coat on that. But this one, we're cranking and we're ready to do another coat. So let's get it going. Still had a little bit mixed up on that last batch. All right, 15 minutes later, we're ready for coat number 3. As you can see, it's plenty hard, no issues. We'll check the Super Slick real quick. And as we can see, still super wet. So we're still waiting on that to dry for another coat. Let's go ahead and get the... Guys, been 15 minutes. We're ready for another coat. This is gonna be coat number 4. As you can see, it's hard. We're good to go. I mean, it's definitely not fully cured, but good for another coat. This completely wet still. So let's go ahead and put another coat on. 15 minutes later, we're ready for coat number 5. This is going to be our last coat of the base, and then we're ready to move on to our next product. So let's get it done. All right, first coat of Gator Glide Black going on. It's been 15 minutes, so we'll go ahead and just start rolling this on. All right, 15 minutes later, we're ready for coat number 2 of the Gator Glide G2. Let's do a little check-in on the Super Slick though. Still super wet. So give it another probably hour or two, who knows. But let's keep cranking with this Gator Glide. Gotta love that Gator Glide. Time for coat number 3 of the Gator Glide G2. We'll go ahead and just give it a feel. You can see it's good. We'll just check in on this. Starting to get a little tackier on this. Almost ready for a coat. So let's go ahead and start applying. All right, 15 minutes later, coat 4. Coat, and this one is just about ready for another coat. Probably by the time we're done with this one, we can do that. All right, guys, time for the final coat of the Gator Glide G2 product. It's looking really, really good. You can already see how thick this coating is compared to the Super Slick. The Super Slick, you can clearly see the tape lines. Where the Gator Glide is, the tape has almost disappeared at this point. We are gonna do one more coat on the Super Slick, but I don't think it's gonna build that much thickness from one coat, so. But either way, let's get this last coat done, and then we'll go over everything, and we'll go ahead and do that other Super Slick coat. It's been about 4 hours since we started applying the Super Slick and Gator Glide. The Super Slick is finally gelled up enough for me to be able to put another coat on. So we'll go ahead and throw the second coat of Super Slick on now, and then we'll remove the tape and stuff soon. Of the other colors coming through anymore, so it looks like it's got a full coverage on there where it's not any transparency. So in theory, this was 2 coats compared to what Super Slick says you should only do 1 coat. So giving it the benefit of the doubt, the best chance possible for this thing to really be durable, you know. So we'll go ahead and pull the tape. Probably about 15 minutes. We'll let them just kind of sit up, and then we'll pull the tape off. All right. All right, been about 15 minutes. Let's get the tape off of this so that the tape doesn't cure to either of the products. Just initial impressions, I'm gonna say the Gator Glide looks way more thick and durable. The Super Slick seems to be more black of a color, which is nice, but it seems to have been so sticky of a product that it pulled all the lint out of the roller and just really coated it in lint. It just doesn't look super clean. Definitely not super impressed with the texture or thickness or smell. It was a very smelly product. The Gator Glide is a lot thinner, So it makes sense why you have to do so many more coats, but I think the overall user friendliness and less smell and toxicity to it definitely plays in its favor. So let's just get it untaped, and then we'll start doing some testing after about 7 days. I'm gonna let these cure up for about 7 days. The manufacturer says 4 days for the Super Slick, 3 days for this, but we'll give it 7. So let's get it untaped. Went ahead and pulled the tape on this. Both products are fully applied. Now we're gonna go ahead and let them fully cure for 7 days, and we'll check back in a little bit. One thing I will say is this is definitely a blacker color. This is more of a gray. This seems a lot thicker. This was a lot more sticky, and you can see a lot of the fur from the roller that really wanted to pull out of it. Versus this one, you don't really see that in it. So, but we'll see which one is more durable, because at the end of the day, that's really what matters. So we'll see which one holds up better, and I doubt this will be the one, but see you in a couple days.